Now, in the case of young people, I go around, it's the Jackpot syndrome that you mentioned. It's a big loss for us out of Nigeria and many other countries. And what we've got to do about this will be as follows, and we are doing something about it. First and foremost, is to recognize that young people don't need freebies. We don't need people just saying, oh, well, I just want to give you a youth empowerment program. What does that mean? You know, I go around Africa, people tell me all that, oh, we have a youth empowerment program. So what exactly is it? Youth don't need that kind of empowerment, freebie, little things you are throwing to them. They have skills, they have knowledge, they have entrepreneurship capacity. They want to turn their ideas into great businesses. And so what the young people need, it's not those so-called empowerment programs. They need capital. They need you to put your money at risk on their behalf. Look, I'm a banker. You walk into the bank, you know, and you see young people. A young person, 21 years old, comes into the bank. You ask them in your risk assessment, the only thing you see is risk, risk, risk. And so you go ask them for securities that they need to bring to you. You have a house, you have a land, you have this, you have tax for the last 40 years. I'm only 21 years old, you know. And so the whole of the system is not designed, is what I'm saying, for young people. The commercial banking system, the financial system has failed young people in Africa. We have over 465 million young people. You're getting them between the age of 15 and 35 that you are adding. Where's the financial markets for them? Why is that suddenly a surprise to us that they are leaving? It's because you're not putting anything there for them, you know. And so we must recognize that the young people are our biggest assets. You know, demographic asset has to become an economic asset. And to do that, you have to put capital. That's why actually at the African Development Bank, I led my team to develop what's called the Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Banks. These are new financial institutions across Africa that do nothing but just support the businesses of young people. And they are not cash, they are not deposit-taking banks, they're investment banks that will allow them to have business support facilities. They will be able to develop their business plans. They will have technical assistance. They will have debt and equity as their businesses grow. Look, Zuckerberg and all those people wouldn't be who Bill Gates, you know, they won't be who they are unless there are financial institutions around them. So I really believe that we have to address that market and institutional failure. And that's what we are doing. These banks, for example, we just approved $100 million to set up the Nigerian Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank. That Nigerian Youth Entrepreneurship Investment Bank will mobilize $2 billion of investment for more than 38,000 businesses of young people in in Africa. And that's why at the African Development Bank, we also, together with our Johnson Development, Islamic Development Bank and others, have a $614 million program called IDICE. It's an initiative for the development of support for creative enterprises and digital enterprises in Nigeria. What will that do? That will support almost 300 small and medium-sized businesses of young people in digital and creative enterprises and probably create about 6 million jobs and add about $6.4 billion to Nigeria's economy. So my point is this. You cannot turn your demographic asset into somebody else's problem, right? We have to own that as something that is ours. We have to put our money behind our young people and create opportunities for them, right? Enough of the, you know, they don't need 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira. You want to create youth-based wealth. Look, if you don't, in the future, as you have a rapidly aging population, you have a youth population. Africa has the highest youth population in the world. Who are the people going to pay the taxes in the future? Where are you going to get the domestic capital mobilization in the future? It's the same demographic, but you have to therefore invest in it now, and so you can actually reap that in the future. That's how we're dealing with that. I think the other thing I would say, just lastly on that one, is just issue of skills. You know, give people the right skills that they need, you know, so that they can actually turn their ideas into real business. It's not just about looking for jobs. Most people want to set their own businesses. Africa has the highest level of entrepreneurship in the world, but they deserve and they need capital to turn those ideas into real viable and competitive businesses.